Hello and welcome to Death Knights of Krynn Part 2. In the last part, we entered Gargath's outpost and it came under siege, and we did some work putting broken bodies to rest, faced the Dread Wolf, and was then tasked to go on patrol, or we had the optional task. So, going on patrol, every single time you get past anything that resembles a gate entry thing, you will be requested to be identified. So that will happen quite a few times. Soldiers draw near. A comely woman steps from among them. Ah, volunteers, what's your task? Patrol. Wander the outpost, alert for invaders. Patrol until relieved. Well met, my friends. I'm not going to try and do female voices. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to mock women in any way, shape, or form. So, not happening. Anyway, we just have to wander a bit until we get attacked, which should happen shortly. Hear faint footsteps. Enemy troops attack. And getting into combat. The guys looking like mages are mages. The guy in the back with a wand mace kind of thing is a cleric, and in earlier versions of Dungeons and Dragons, if a caster was hit within one turn, they could not cast spells. So you want to try and hit the casters to prevent them from casting spells. And this fireball will be placed too close for comfort. But alas, didn't do an awful lot of damage. So yeah, let's try another one, shall we? Because if not, where's the fun in that? You want to fireball, and spoilers. My ranger will take yet another hit because I'm very good at aiming. Oops. Most combats will probably end up the same way, whereas you fireball the hell out of, I should say, the heck out of the enemies in order to soften them up, and then you get the melee in to finish the job. Combat is probably going to be very samey due to that, but that's just the nature of these kind of games. You make use of the advantages you can get, because trust me, your characters can't be evil, but the enemies can, and evil clerics can cast spells like Slay Living, Destruction, and Poison, which will happily instantly kill one of your characters. Party has found treasure! That sounds so amazing. Unfortunately, a lot of these random encounters, or semi-random encounters, I should say, will drop loot that are magical, but it is generic magical, meaning that it will be longswords +1 and bracers AC 6, which are still magical, but they are not very useful because there's so many of them. Drops. The problem, of course, is to find out where the key loot comes from. Usually, the amount of experience you get from treasure is an indication of how valuable an item is, but it is not always guaranteed, which makes looting sometimes quite a chore. We believe you. Okay, go. I'm now relieved. Um, make of that what you want. We should probably go down and do some resting. Yes, please. Oh, I should probably mention the interface. You can see there's some numbers. They are location markers. The leftmost ones are location markers. E, S, N, whatever, of course, is the compass direction you're moving, and the number next to that is the time. Time is not a 24-hour clock as we know it. 000 is the first minute of daylight, and I think it runs 14-hour days and then 8-hour nights. I can't remember exactly. But for every move you make, 1 minute passes. If you go into search mode, which is an option you have, you can progress the time passing by 10 minutes instead of 1 minute because you're spending time searching through a location. It is a nice thing to use if you need to spend some time waiting for a certain event to occur or for it to get to daylight, whatever. I deliberately even picked up this mace +1 because, of course, facing skeletons, which take half damage from slicing, piercing weapons, it's nice to have a few crushing weapons. So, time to go to rest. Some of our characters are leveled, and paladins and rangers will get spells. Paladins will get clerical spells, and rangers will get druid and mage spells. They won't get a lot, and level 3, 4 is the most they will ever get. I'm fairly sure level 3 for druids. Rangers, even. Rangers. Druid, of course, is not a class you can actually play in this game trilogy. Which is, I suppose, a bit sad because, I mean, who wouldn't want cold lightning in outdoors encounters? Anyway, getting some more spells. Detect magic is always nice to have. First level spells are not used often. I would say level 2 and level 3 spells are the mainstay because of hold person, silence, and of course the ever important dispel magic. Now we can do some critical wounds, dispel evil, or flame strike, or raise dead. Raise dead is a spell I don't normally subscribe to because even if you manage to raise a character, they will lose 1 point of constitution for being raised, and yeah, we don't want our characters to run out of constitution, so I usually reload if a character dies. Anyway, onwards for the story. Spells. Yep. We climb the stairs. We go and report to the commander's office. Einwein Pike is here with an old knight. Meet Sir Tom and hear his story. Sir Tom's story. My name is Tom Government, and I am Knight Emeritus of the Order of the Rose. Listen to me. I tell you I knew all this would happen. I saw Sir Carl rise again in a dream. But wait, there is more. The dream went on. There was a darkness and a candle and... Oh, I am old. I cannot remember. But here, take this. He presses a small smooth stone into your hand. It is strangely warm. Take care of it. It's a sleepstone. I keep it under my pillow and it records my dreams. Often they prove interesting. I procured the sleepstone from the dream merchant, a man with power over dreams. I think his shop is in Vingard. Take him the stone. He will be able to show my dream to you. It is most important. After he leaves, Ein confides he is most loyal. I urge you to find the dream merchant. Sir Bertel meets you. Good news, our foes has left. You are free to go, but remember Tom's request. Dream merchant is in Kalaman this time of year. Hint to where we're going. Farewell. Godspeed you back. Did we gain enough? Yep. Or fighter. See if I got enough experience to level up, which is always good. Um, I'm not the greatest voice actor in the world, but only by practice can you get better, and I want to try and get more confident in making different voices, so I will be voice acting certain things to whatever extent I can do it. But don't expect all voices, usually only short passages where characters have one thing to say and you'll never hear from them again. So, oh, did that classify as a spoiler? It probably did. Save the game. Hooray! I say hooray so much, I think. Leave the outpost. Yes, please. And this is the main map. So we need to head to Kalaman, which is the red city thing at the top of the map near the water. Yeah, of course, our random encounters. What do you do? Oh, we flee. Oh, we managed to escape. I think the chance is about 50-50. Also depends on the character speeds and all sorts of things, of course. You're outside the city of Kalaman. Do you enter? City Knights greet you. At left is an inn. Our commander begs for news. He's down the lane to the right. And here we are. Dane's greeting. Welcome to our city. I'm Dane, commander of the Tsunamic Knights for the city of Kalaman. And with me you see my second, Major Thames, and the beauteous Ariela, my advisor and consort. We hear many rumors of the rising power of Lord Soth. My knights find his hideous agents even here in the center of town. We are anxious to learn how his power may be stopped. What news do you tell him of Sakal, or tell of Sakal? This is grave. Do you mention the dream merchant? I know of him, Ariela says. He has a pavilion in our bazaar. Watch out for gout-faced man. He's Sauce's agent. They tell a story. Ariela's warning. This man, Sebas Astmore, is Sauce's favorite and a potent cleric worshipping Takisis, the Dark Queen. He has been abroad for some time, doing some dark errand. He visited Kalaman and left scenes of incomparable horror. If you encounter him, use utmost caution. He's clever and wily. If you can take him alive, bring him here at once. We must find out what his mission is. Good luck. Return when you have news. You are shown out. Or thrown out, rather. So, pavilion in the bazaar, they say. We should probably go and check the bazaar. That gang stops you. New in town? Want a map? Cost 25 steel. Nope. 20. Nope. An insult! All these semi-random, unimportant encounters, I am just going to be speeding up because it's just I'm making these videos to share the story of these games more than anything else, and that's why I'm trying to do a bit more out of them than I would perhaps normally do. This is just something you have to go through, and you just after you kill a few of these packs, they will eventually learn that they probably shouldn't mess with you guys. So, your guys. So this is just a formality I want to get past. Hence, sped it up, and it sounds funny as well. So, I suppose win-win. More rubbish. It's an awful lot of rubbish in this game when it comes to loot. No thanks. You find a map. The ruffian's map. This displays a map over Kalaman business district, and I have no plans of trying to replicate it. So, sorry about that. And onwards we go. A gang stops you. You're on our street. An insult. And here we go again. Yet another encounter. I probably spent too much time in this particular fight, but I just insisted on trying to soften them up with some fireballs, but they hit my red mage, so she couldn't cast spells, and I just decided one would have to be enough, and then we would get our front runners in. Of course, you cannot use bows in melee range, so the best way to shut down bow users is to face them in melee. These guys can probably backstab. I'm not entirely sure. I never found out in this particular encounter, but if they can, they would be very dangerous potentially, but I never get to face it, so it doesn't really matter. Just cleaning up now. If they can hit, of course. Thank you. And again, more of the same. It is valuable to stock up on arrows from time to time. And these guys are a good supply of arrows, but oh well. I won't be using bow much. It's mainly to shut down the caster at range, to be honest. So we have to kill some time. The Bazaar, of course, is shut at night, so the innkeeper welcomes you. All rooms are free. Thank you. So let's go and save our game. I like to save. Fix up the party and then rest and then rememorize the fireballs we so elegantly used before. And it should be daylight now. Whistling Whale Inn. You can see now we get a description of the different areas when we get close to them. We have now entered the bazaar, and there's a lot of random text from different vendors, which I'm not going to read up because, yeah, I'm fairly sure someone like Kikoska would have had a great time giving each of them individual voices, but we need to go to the Dream Pavilion. Roaming peddlers hawk their wares. You send someone behind you, but see no one. Dream Pavilion. Suddenly men change form. Ah, scary. They're Seavax, by the way. Seavax are a type of draconian, which are made from corrupted silver dragon eggs. They are the least scary of draconians because the only thing they have is multiple attacks, which of course, if you have a squishy in front of them, can be rather dangerous. But when they die, they just die. Champions of Krynn had a lot of draconians. Death Knights of Krynn have some draconians, but not an awful lot. And of course, they come back in rather large numbers in the Dark Queen of Krynn. A lot of the other draconians are, when you kill them, they explode, they turn into acid, they whatever, all sorts of good things. But Seabugs, as I said, only have multiple attacks, which is dangerous enough. I think they have up to 4 attacks. So, cleaning up. I was saying Death Knights of Krynn, the Draconians were underplayed and the Undeads were overplayed. But it is called Death Knights of Krynn. It sounds a bit more undead infested. A cry to the west. 8 points south shout. They took him. Ahead, the fabric wall is slashed open. Amid upset cards, people. Okay, I missed that one. More of them. Look out. People duck and hide. Vandals, thieves! Thoughts clutched their wares in fear. Cut through? No, you can do that. You can just cut through. Find the kidnappers! Vandals, thieves! Oh, good old story. Good old same story. Even. Bleh. Seems the kidnappers got away. Sorry. The bazaar's back to normal. I was quick. We have to rest to trigger this next bit. Saving, of course. A clerk beckons. Message for you. The mysterious letter. The letter reads, Brave adventurers, you have a locked box where you have the man with the key. Since we both seek to stop the Lord Soth from coming to power, why not bring the Sleepstone and the Dream Merchant together under rule of truth? Tonight, meet us at the 16th hour in the center of the bazaar. No tricks, or we shall kill the Dream Merchant. They're kidnappers. Meet the kidnappers in the bazaar tonight. So, that will be the end of this part. I'll say thanks for watching, take care, and see you next time. Bye bye for now.